Awesome. Okay, should be able to hear me pretty well now. I apologize, I've got some extra noise and that kind of thing. But there's not too much I can do about it, because it's really frickin' hot. Okay, I apologize. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Work Smart Not Hard Live. This week I had to change the meeting time and meet later, and I actually scheduled it later than I needed to, because my other commitment finished, but I figured because I told everyone it would be a different time, I'm just going to go with it. So it's completely possible that not very many people are going to participate in this. But anyway, I want to get to the new format of the beginning of these live streams to make them more interesting to you guys watching, is to review the course that we have taken, or I have taken, and show you what I learned. Okay? So I learned about Elementor. Basically, I've been studying like building websites, specifically how to host a membership website. And I started getting into WordPress. And I didn't really know what WordPress was. And now I understand that WordPress alone isn't... you can't just understand WordPress. You have to understand all of the plugins. And every plugin that I've looked at so far has more options than all of WordPress. So now I understand why. Because when I was just using WordPress, I was like, this seems a lot simpler and kind of archaic than people make it seem. But that's because you can just get these plugins that make everything incredibly easy. For example, I thought that I was going to have to add entries and make like a teaching website. I had no idea that there is a plugin that just does all that stuff for you, makes it so you can have paid membership, makes it so it's monthly, makes it so parts of the website are locked from that, gives people tracking for the content that they're taking, the option of having free courses and multiple courses on the same website. That literally is all a freaking template. That's it. Like, you don't have to do anything. You just have to pay for this stuff. And it is more expensive than I thought, but not too crazy expensive. Basically, to use Elementor, which is a plugin that makes it like really easy to visually produce websites, because you kind of just see the front end stuff. You don't have to have any back end understanding of HTML or CSS or anything like that. And this plugin is also quite affordable. It's like $50 for a year, something like that. And this is the plugin that I studied for the course for this week, but it turns out that I don't actually need it at all. This is like, imagine that you want to start working as a person who makes other websites for other people who look professional. This is probably something that you would use, because it allows you a lot of flexibility. You can add things that your clients are requesting into the website, and there's a lot of templates. It's not specifically set up to be a membership website, though, right? So there's actually better options for that. And the one I ultimately went with is something called LearnDash. And this costs like $150 for a year. But here is the demo, okay? So this is a template. Right now what we're looking at, this isn't the main website. This is a template. You can literally sign up, get your domain, have it set, and this is all placeholder stuff, right? So you have your landing page. It's your home that introduces you to your audience or whatever. You got plenty of stuff to share here. And then there's 3 different formats for whether they're free courses or paid courses. And you can see that if you join, like you click here, this is one of the free courses. So this is what a course looks like to someone on your website. You have a big image that I guess is your course's thumbnail. This is your visual image identity of that specific course. Then underneath you have the price, and you have to make an account to log into it. And then you can go through and see all the sections and the material. And as you get through stuff, it checks it off. It does literally everything that you need. And this, to be honest, completely and utterly blew my mind. I had no idea that templates for websites were so specific now, that you can really find intuitive websites and stuff that you just have to change the text for, and they already have all of the features, because this isn't new stuff. It's features that have been around and people have been wanting for a long time, right? So that was really good, actually. I learned a lot about Elementor, and basically what you should think of is, imagine that you're thinking about making a website, and you've said things like, oh, I'm going to learn WordPress or whatever. That's not really what's going to happen in the scenario where you end up making a website. Because what you're going to do is you're going to use WordPress, and then you're going to get some kind of package or add-on that you put into WordPress that makes it way more tailored to what you want. WordPress alone is very vanilla. It's very basic. It doesn't really offer a whole lot of control for things. And the templates they have aren't incredibly diverse, right? They're really just like one-page websites that you're just using for a landing page or a portfolio or something that someone's just going to visit. You're not really trying to make a fully fledged website experience with an account and all that kind of stuff. You can do it, but it's not super intuitive and it's not very, very easy. Whereas if you just use the plugins available on WordPress, then they are going to make that job exponentially easier. Like, you can literally pick a plugin, like this one, for example, Elementor. Elementor costs, it's like $50, $60 a month, something like that. Let's see. I actually thought it was per year. This looks like it's more expensive. Where's pricing? Oh yeah, it is for a year. Okay, so it's either personal, which is $50 for a year, $100 for a year, or $200 for a year. Okay, so this really isn't that expensive, but what you're gonna notice is that you may be trying to budget for your website, and you think you just have to pay the WordPress subscription. It's probably actually going to be more than that. There's going to be more to it, depending on what you're trying to do. Me, for example, I thought I needed to also get this Elementor, but I actually don't really need to do this. I can use something else to make that page, because what I'm going to use is LearnDash, which basically gives you this whole template, right? This isn't the LearnDash website. This is a demo of what you can use to make with LearnDash, right? So you have your homepage, you have a catalog of all your courses, right? So essentially, this is kind of different because I want to have one website that's really informative, but I see now I can use this format to accomplish that because I want to have free content and paid content. And before I was thinking I would just have all the paid content in like one place, but now I see I can just have different courses about, like, this is the course about YouTube 1, YouTube 2, YouTube 3. This is a course about eBay dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, Shopify, whatever, you know what I mean? And then if you have membership, then you get all of the paid courses. Whereas if you don't have membership, then you can just take the free courses. It wouldn't be like this where you see it free or you have to pay $1. And on the website I'm trying to make, there's not any one-time purchases. It's all recurring monthly purchase of $10. And then for $10 a month, you get access to everything. So technically you could just download all the courses and then bounce. But, you know, I'm not going to, like, put too much effort into stopping that because I know that some people are going to be able to do that, and that's okay, but a lot of people will still pay, right? Anyway, I got to join the chat real quick, see what's up. I don't think participation is going to be high, like, at all today because I changed the time so much, but that's okay. Let's see. I don't have any way to see the chat at the moment, so if you guys said anything, I didn't see it. Gotta watch this ad. There's a lot of mobile ads. Like, sorry, ads for mobile games. Maybe that's just because I'm a gamer. Alright, where are the comments? Okay, cool. No comments. Awesome. There's also no one in the Zoom room yet. If you want to join the Zoom room, by the way, you gotta go to the Discord. And then in the Discord, before I start every meeting, I just drop a Zoom room. Today, it's way later. Normally, this happens earlier, but I actually have a commitment on Sunday now, so I have to change the time of the call. So because no one else has joined yet, and I don't really know what else to go over, I'm going to make some stuff up, and I'm going to share with you guys the COVID effects. Oh, I see comments now. Hell yeah. Duncan VR, hey man, good to see you. Nate Dowdy says, hey Jack, are there any programs on AutoDS for making titles better? To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know too much about AutoDS anymore. It used to be one of the tools I used a lot, but it's been a while, man. It's been like 2 or 3 years. There were some tools that I used to use, but these are probably really archaic now. One is Title Builder. Title Builder. Oh, Lucas, you're not in the Discord group? That's hilarious. I should share a link. 1 second. You don't really use the Discord too much, do you? You're just using Slack, right? Okay. Here for now, I'll just WhatsApp you a link to the Zoom room, and we can figure out the Discord thing later. I don't know where I assume. I guess almost every YouTube video I have has a link to the Discord chat. So I guess that's where people get it. But I don't really. Yeah, I should make that more convenient, I guess. Okay, copied. WhatsApp. Lucas. Here we go. Okay, I sent you a link. You should be able to join now. And I think, yeah, because Rita's probably not going to show up because she's doing something else. And Bray, I hadn't heard from him after I rescheduled it. So I guess it's kind of like this is a special week. This is probably going to be a shorter live stream. But for any of you guys listening, you are welcome to ask any questions in chat. I'll try and help the best I can. If they're dropshipping related, like, basically, if you want to know about modern software and that kind of thing, I'm not up to date on that stuff. I can't really help you too much. However, if you want to like conceptualize how to manage different accounts, how to manage your digital footprint, and this kind of stuff, and like deal with bans, I can give you some useful information there. But I'll answer pretty much any question. But if you're asking dropshipping questions, don't expect me to know recent stuff because I don't. What's up, Lucas? the moment of struggling to find a
how's it
button.
going? Yeah, exactly. Scramble.
Awesome, man. Lucas is, for those of you who are watching, Lucas is my roommate. One of my roommates. I live with a bunch of people. And he's from the US, but he's living in Nicaragua. He's studying at Lambda. You want to talk to them about Lambda, actually? So the format of this call is probably just completely different because the other members aren't here. So we're just going to wing it. And you should share stuff about Lambda because Lambda's fucking amazing.
Yeah, Lambda is super cool. You can find tons of stuff about it on YouTube, but it's a programming boot camp for a full-time student. It's months. They teach you JavaScript and Python, and they have a few different programs. You can be an iOS developer. You can be a full-stack web developer, which is the program that I'm in, or they have a data science program as well.
And how do you pay for it? That's my favorite part.
Oh, yeah. You pay for it completely afterwards. It runs on a program called an income share agreement, which is essentially you agree that if you are placed in a tech sector job paying $50,000 or more, then you'll pay 17% of your income for 24 payments. You don't have to pay anything until you are in a job paying $50,000 or more in a sector that you were taught stuff about from Lambda.
Pretty amazing, man. That still blows my mind because there's so many people who like think about wanting to program, and maybe they were like, oh, I wish I studied something else. And a lot in their heads, they got to spend like 4 to 6 years learning about something, getting a degree, finding a job. But really, it's just like you can get a situation where you have a job in a year or two, and the burden of finding that employment is on them, not on you. Like, that's amazing. It's fucking incredible. I can't believe that shit exists. Specifically because of how you pay for it. Because paying for education in the US is ridiculously expensive. So it's amazing that, like, it's because that's still a lot of money, but it's in a situation where, like, you only pay for it if you got the job that allows you to afford it. So that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big, like, upfront commitment from Lambda too. I didn't know this until kind of recently, but I've been working for them as like a TA essentially, and the drop rates are pretty high. So there are a lot of people who go in,
learn half of it and quit.
Yeah, or they just don't make it. Yeah, but but they don't have to pay for anything. You know, that time is free for them. So it's pretty cool that Lambda invests in their students like that, knowing that they're going to lose a lot of that investment.
Yeah, that's exciting. All right, I gotta look at this chat real quick. Duncan VR asked if I remembered my pizza this week. Not this week, because wait, no, it's Sunday. Yes. Me and Lucas had pizza. That place was dope. I liked that place. And Andy G says that there is also a free version of Elementor. Yeah, I guess I was a bit misleading about that. It's not just paid. There's a free version which has less features, but you can still use it to make websites and that kind of thing. I don't fully understand all the differences, but I got the impression that it's like if you wanted to start using something, you would use it, and then say that you had been using the free version for a while and you'd done multiple projects, then that's when you might actually go forward and pay for the other one because you've seen that you have a connection to the tool. And not all the other tools are like that. They don't all allow you to start with something for free. Like the one I'm actually going to be paying for is not like that. There's no free version. There's a question in their Q&A, do you guys have a free trial? And they literally say, no, we have no free trial. Nope, not at all. So let's see.
Is the Elementor still the most useful plugin you found?
No, I'm actually not going to use it for my case. But that's because Elementor is what, like, say that you wanted to quickly create websites, multiple websites for other people and make them look professional and be able to, like, add things that those users request to you. That's when Elementor would be a good option. But because I'm specifically trying to make a course website, there's better options for that. But if it wasn't for the fact that I wanted a membership website that can get payments and track the progress of the people watching the videos, because I was just like gonna have videos uploaded, and then I was like, how do I add progress tracking? I gotta figure that out. I don't even need to worry about it, which is great, because that was gonna be a whole week. So, what you been doing this week, Lucas? I know some of these things, but other people don't.
So my full-time job right now is kind of interesting. I work at Lambda as it's called a team lead position, and there's essentially 8 students that are going through the course right now, and I track their progress, grade their assessments, and when they run into problems, I help them figure out what they need to do next. I help with a lot of debugging and research stuff, but it's not exactly a teacher role. They have really people with a lot of skill who lead the lectures and like make or design the projects.
That sounds awesome, man. I feel like I would learn better in that position than in the position of being a student. Because most of the stuff I learned well in my life is because I tried to teach people on YouTube. And so I learned better. That's it.
Yeah, it definitely helps solidify everything when you so you have to go through whatever part of the course you want to and help TA for.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's nice going through it and then going through it again with your students, like realizing not just what hung you up, but what hangs up a lot of people. And in software, you'll be working in teams a lot. So it's important to be able to teach your teammates how to do stuff on the fly.
And you get a bunch of video experience. Everyone's getting more video experience right now.
Yeah, everybody knows what Zoom is now.
It's amazing, man. I love that.
Brave new world.
So I got a bit of a rant I can go on here about, I don't know, okay, this could just be luck or it's the COVID effect. And I think it's the COVID effect. But I'm gonna show you guys, you won't see this, Lucas, actually, it's on the live stream. But you're just gonna see my Zoom room video, but the live stream people are seeing my screen. So there's noticeably more people using stuff online. And I think this is happening now, and I'm going to show you guys some metrics from my end that seem to indicate that people in general are watching videos more and looking at courses and learning more now. Because basically, people, we've all known that people are going to use the internet more. They're going to watch more YouTube videos. They're going to do this kind of stuff because a lot of people in the world are stuck at home. But that didn't happen immediately because it was still very new to people, right? So conceptually, you need to understand that there's a period of time where more people in the population are becoming used to this new reality that we have for now. And then once they're used to it, Then they start using the time in a more practiced way. Whereas in the beginning, people tend to just kind of freak out and that kind of thing, right? But let's look at those details. So there's two pieces of data that I want to show you. One is on my YouTube account. If we look at the ad revenue recently, it has gone up. And ad revenue, interestingly for me, is super stable because my account doesn't grow that much. Like I've been earning like around $200 a month from YouTube for like 2 years. It was higher than that when the peak of my drop shipping days, right? But if we zoom this out a bit, let's do the past like 90 days. So this, I know it's really hard to see, but this is what it normally looks like. Like I could even go even further. Let's go back like the past year. Okay? You see how there are occasional spikes and that kind of thing, right? Like this whole area had some unpredictability. But in general, it's pretty close to that line, right? Whereas specifically this week right here has started to go up more reliably. Like you can see here that okay, there was a period of time where it was going up and above that, right? But in general, it doesn't, went below there. Here it was kind of above. Like for this little period of time, it didn't go below the line. But in general, it doesn't go above that line and stay there. And what's very interesting about the YouTube channel is I'm not an active YouTuber anymore. This is like the only videos I make regularly are these live streams that I'm showing you right now. And they don't earn much ad revenue at all. Like if we look at one of them, it's like dollars a month. Really not much stuff, right? But if you see here, ever since April 2nd, so for the past roughly 2 weeks, it's been above this gray line, which is super weird because here, these increases in activity, I was uploading a bunch of videos. There was times where I did like 3 videos a day, 2 videos a day. That's usually what causes this increase. And same if we go back like lifetime, you're gonna see this part, right? That it went way above that line, right? But that's because this is the peak of my dropshipping activity. That's when I was making lots and lots of dropshipping videos and regularly publishing content, okay? So it seems, this could either just be random, but it seems to be this bump right here seems to be related to COVID. Basically this period of time. And it's not only here. Like if we look at this, and this started around March 17th, okay? So we're talking about almost a month ago is when the bump kind of started, okay? And even then, it dipped below a little bit and then went back up, right? That's been a month, okay? So if now we look at my Udemy course income, because this is another thing that's interesting because I don't really push there's not like events that I'm doing to market or push things. And so because they've stayed the same for so long, I'm not really making new courses, or I haven't recently. It's rather reliable. Udemy isn't as reliable as ad revenue from YouTube. My YouTube ad revenue barely fluctuates. It fluctuates between like $180 and $230, right? So right now it's at a really high point, but it's not so high it's out of the bound, right? Whereas my Udemy income fluctuates a lot based on how much I'm marketing. But what's quite interesting is, one, this course is actually starting to get sold. Also, all of my courses have better reviews now, which doesn't make any sense. Like, I want you guys to understand, a lot of these courses had less than 4 stars for most of their history, for like the first year they were published. Yet now, for some reason, almost all of my Udemy courses are getting better reviews, despite the fact that I didn't do anything. So that it is weird. That means that maybe Udemy changed something about their reviews, about people. Maybe the kinds of people who are watching my content are different. I don't really know, but that's happening. So these reviews are getting higher despite me not doing anything. Okay, I don't respond to comments on Udemy. I have a fuckload of information and it's incredibly cheap, but you're not getting like my time by paying Udemy $10, okay? That being said, this course is now the highest ranked dropshipping course on Udemy, which is hilarious that an instructor who doesn't even respond to questions has the highest ranked course. That really shows that other people making dropshipping courses aren't genuinely interested in really, really educating people. They're more interested in just kind of earning money from it, and that honesty is kind of what pushes you up and gets you into like 4.8, 4.9. That being said, a bunch of people could crash this. But so this is another thing that's weird and kind of COVID-y. I don't know if this is COVID, not sure, but in general, when people are going through things in their life that are causing them to consider earning money online or getting more information, they're going to be more grateful when they find people who are sharing that information than people in a situation where there's not some bigger motivation for them and they're just kind of curious. So this is another theoretical thing. Could be COVID. I don't really know. A better thing to look at is the revenue of the courses. This you will also see my course income has crashed tremendously. You can see that typically, recently, been like between 200 and 300. It really varies a lot each month, to be honest. You can see that in January it was like 400. Here it was 500. That was a really good month. 500 is pretty good for me now, whereas in the beginning of time, I think in my first month I earned 900, right? Yeah. So 500 is actually like my worst month in the very beginning, but now it's like my very best month. Just so you guys have some history about these courses, right? You can see this one's far more stable, and that's because I've completely dropped marketing any kind of drop shipping stuff. I still have YouTube content about it, but I'm not actively pursuing it, which is why this has gone down so much, because that is my main course, right? So people get frustrated that I say, like, look, I have this information here, but I don't view it as a really stable, good opportunity, so I'm not going to teach it to you, telling you that. You know, like if you want to look at it, it's here, and I have this information for you. But don't think that it's going to just blindly change your life, you know, because that's not reality. But, long story short, this is only halfway through the month, okay? And it's already matched the previous month. And it's actually not half, it's a bit more than halfway, because we are at the, let's see, we got like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're 1/3 of the way through the month, okay? Almost exactly. And it's already matched the previous month and beat the month before that, right? Which is very, very interesting. That is another thing that kind of matches, because basically that matches this general uptick here. And it could be that there's something I'm doing that is making these metrics get better, but I don't think so. I honestly believe that I haven't done anything that is directly improving the stuff that I'm showing you, because I haven't been working on it. I literally have been working on the Spanish content website and making other stuff with like these YouTube videos, playing WoW. I haven't been focused on Udemy at all, or on YouTube videos. Like these videos, for example, they barely earn anything as far as I understand. I need to verify that. But the live streams are like something I do just for the people who actually watch them. It's not something that I'm trying to like earn money from. So let's look at an example. These are all the live streams, because you can watch previous ones, right? So let's look at the most viewed one, which interestingly isn't the oldest. They have a pretty solid amount of views, between 100 and 200 regardless of which one it is, right? So let's go with the one that has the most views, because that'll show the most advertisement revenue. Hey, it's the one about day trading. That's funny. We're gonna look at the details here and the analytics. Yeah, okay, so from this this video, see, it's perfect. I lost 6 subscribers, and I earned $1.47 from this live stream since it was published on January 5th, okay? So, like, these live streams are not what are affecting my YouTube channel. They barely do anything to the advertisement revenue. And I'm not increasing the amount of videos I'm making. I've made a couple videos, and some of those are performing well, so it could be contributed to those. We could actually look, if we go to my analytics, and then we look at the advertisement revenue in more detail, we can actually see which videos... it doesn't show it in this form. Whatever. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. My whole point is that there seem to be multiple things that are indicating that more people in general are interested in content related to earning money online or self-improvement, that kind of stuff. Who knows? Maybe, in like a week this will change. But that was the end of that rant. Now, let's see. I got to look in the chat real quick. Anything you want to share, Lucas?
Just on that note, that's probably a trend that'll continue, especially because so many jobs have been at this point proven to be remotable, kind of. So that infrastructure is only going to grow. So I think you can expect to see a continued rise in internet usage, especially things like ways to make money online.
I hope so. That would be pretty awesome. I wonder, what do you think? Is there something we can look at on Google Trends, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what do you think's a good indicator? Because we can't. I mean, I could pull up the chart for COVID, right? But of course, COVID's going to be more searched now. We need something that like isn't directly related to COVID, but helps gauge how much people.
Can we check overall Udemy traffic anywhere?
On Udemy traffic, yeah, we can look at udemy.com as a search term, Udemy the company. We can look at a lot of different metrics. Website. Gotcha. Websites are measured differently. I gotta remove this real quick. Udemy.com. What about just Udemy as a search term? That's probably better. Okay. Yeah, there's also an uptick in that from March.
You can search course. Is it search term?
Yeah, course. Can you see this on another page, or because I can just share my screen in the Zoom?
Yeah, I have it pulled up.
Okay, cool. And I guess we can look at about 90 days. Doesn't look like much at all from there, though. Maybe more.
It doesn't. Interesting. Okay.
It does. If you look at the 12-month one, then there is like a... Well, having this red one here, you can't really compare these two things because the red one has so much more data about it. But if we go back, okay, let's get rid of this first. And then, so there's this lull here.
Yeah.
Which is actually really weird. Why is the summer so many people are searching for course? I think we need to be more specific because that doesn't make sense because most courses sell most in January. So I think this is being confused with some other stuff. So maybe like online course to be more specific.
Okay. We could try and narrow it and just go e-commerce or something like that.
Yeah, I think online course matches what I understand about courses.
Look at that right there, right at March 22nd.
Yeah. So
that's steep.
Yeah, just so you guys know about how Google Trends works, these numbers from 0 to 100. Interest over time. This is like a percentage, basically. So it can't be higher than 100. That's like as many people that Google Trends thinks can be searching for something are searching for this. And that's because, like, if something's at 100, that means that the data hasn't gotten that high usually. Does that make sense? Like, if we were to zoom this out all the way, like 5 years. Oh shit. That's
That would be
amazing.
the
Yo, we found it. That totally shows it, dude.
yeah, right there.
What? That's crazy. What if we go back to
Yeah.
old time? Yo, that is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's at 100 right now. It'll never be higher than that. It's crazy.
Right, that just means it
Man,
has
look
never
at that.
been higher.
Yeah. Because the if you were looking at this in 3 months, an online course were to continue to gain search
Yeah,
results,
it wouldn't be at this point in time.
the
Wouldn't be
date that we're
100.
looking at today would not be 100 anymore.
Yeah,
It would be like
yeah.
80 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So what else can we find? Okay, online course. That one's a great one. Maybe you were talking about e-commerce, right?
Just because it was what we're trying to show the general spike in Udemy, right?
Yeah.
Or general interest in learning online. Can you check self-taught or self-teaching, something like that?
Self-teaching, let's see. Self-employment? Oh, whoa, self-employment's fucking reliable. Jesus. What the hell? Why is that? You see that pattern?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Can you zoom in on that? What is that? What on earth?
So
That's
it's
super...
January, February, March, April. January, February, March, April. It's all first quarter.
Why? What changes?
Is that a New
What
Year's
changes after
resolution
April?
thing? But look here, it was like fucking random. And then suddenly it like forms here. That's so weird. Whoa.
Yeah, that's super strange.
What about New Year's resolution? People always say this, but I don't know if it's bullshit. But suppose that's funny. Because that marks when people are thinking of, and it coincides with the beginning, right?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Okay, so they go a little bit longer, it seems like.
Okay, what's another one? These are good. This is interesting, and you can all see all these upticks, man. Dude, the self-employment uptick is the most hardcore one.
Yeah.
But that's just because it, like, the online courses one starts higher, so it to get to this point isn't that much of a percentage change, even though the graphs look the same. For this one to get up to there, theoretically, like, that's insane. This will be really cool to look at in another, like, couple weeks.
Yeah.
Or I guess now a couple months. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can kind of see it. So this is 90 days. You can see in general that all of these started getting more activity around March 20th. March, about a month ago. That matches the other stuff too. That's so fucking weird. What happened on March 20th, man? The world changed on March 20th.
People didn't go out for St. Patrick's Day and realized they were just gonna have to live like this.
That's freaking insane. I feel like there's more. What else? Anything?
Oh man, there's definitely more terms.
We need a green one, and I think the fourth one's gonna be green. Important.
Yeah.
What about just COVID? Wait, no, we should say coronavirus.
It'll just be at 100%, right?
No, actually, because we're getting tired of it. So, holy shit! What? Oh, okay. So it has so much more interest that it makes everything else look
Flat.
negative. That's amazing. But look at that. Like that was. Yo, so maybe that's the opposite. Look, it's when they stopped searching for COVID and they started searching for other shit.
At the same day. People
That's
got
so
bored.
crazy.
Started learning other stuff.
Is that the
Oh
they
my
got bored
gosh.
day? It became normal on March 20th.
That's where it is. Oh man.
That's pretty crazy. Simo. Oh, he's responding to the other one, eBay physical or digital. Gotcha. Yeah, Duncan does physical stuff on eBay, guys. You should ask him questions about that. He sells cool looking old school stuff. Oh man, this graph is so fucking awesome. I'm blown. I want Zoom to show up though. How do I? There we go. Cool. Awesome. Is it on speaker? 1 second. I gotta put it on speaker view. There we go. Nope. Okay, it's still just showing you. That's fine. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like there's some more really interesting stuff we could find here. That one's super cool to... Wow. So the most... Historically, on March 12th, this is when the most people ever searched for coronavirus.
Okay. March 12th.
1 second. I need to write down interesting dates. March 20th, people got bored of coronavirus. And these are all theories, of course, but that one's so cool that there's an inverse correlation to when all of the other content increased, but coronavirus interest decreased. That's insane to me. That blew my mind. Okay. And then March. Wait, sorry. March. What day is this? March 12th was the most interested in COVID. But now I know what we can look at. I keep calling it COVID, but let's compare the different search terms. Because we're not really supposed to call it coronavirus. I mean, it is a coronavirus, and that's what everyone calls it. But the correct thing is COVID, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds
Oh! What? That is also crazy. So does that mean that on March 16th, people realized you're not supposed to call it coronavirus? You're supposed to call it COVID? That's fucking insane.
That is definitely interesting, yeah.
What? This is crazy, man. I've never seen such obvious patterns on Google Trends. Like, normally when I look at patterns, it's a bunch of fucking zigzags. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't know what these are. But that is obvious. Like... What are some other, let's see, coronavirus with? Sometimes it helps to search for the same things. Whoa, okay. So apparently coronavirus with no space is the way to go. At least as far as the world's concerned. Also,
Yep.
The peak points on March 12th and March 15th. These were when there was the maximum interest. And then people since then aren't really saying coronavirus anymore. They're saying COVID more, but interesting. Very interesting. Oh yeah, what about just corona? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that one you have to deal with a little bit of displacement from
Oh, but
space.
in general, that also March 12th. Okay, so on March 12th, something or March 11th, I guess. What happened? That could indicate that some event happened on that day. Huh.
Let's check March 11th news.
March 12th news. March 12th, coronavirus news is the first result.
US suspends travel from Europe.
Oh, it was on that day?
Yeah.
Oh, and they didn't find a deal about the coronavirus thing, the stimulus bill in the US.
Sorry, I think it broke up for a second.
So on the 12th, there's articles indicating that they could not come to an agreement for the stimulus bill.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think I found it. I think that was the day that the World Health Organization. No, they must have declared it a pandemic earlier. Oh no, this was over a month ago. Okay, yeah. That was the day that the World Health Organization declared a pandemic. I think. Let's me double check that on a different website. COVID pandemic start date. I haven't actually looked at the COVID Wikipedia. Oh man, there's a lot of info here. Where is the an announcement? Declared. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the World Health Organization declared the outbreak to be a health emergency on the 30th of January, but it was recognized as a pandemic on the 11th of March. Whoa, that is interesting. That's okay, so what's so interesting to me about that is that more people looked at it and looked at it online on the day it was announced than any day after that. I tend to think that people hear things, but then it takes longer for most people to hear stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, where's the... Here it is.
Yeah, it seems like it was like lightning. Everybody checked it out once and then cared less and less.
Yeah. Until March 15th. But only in the coronavirus search with one word. There were some slight spikes in the other ones, but nowhere near as intense as that one. March 15th was the biggest day for the biggest coronavirus-related search term that we are looking at right now. March 15th, coronavirus news.
Is there anywhere in Google Trends that you can just see like most searched term?
Yeah. 1 second. I think if you just go down, it shows. Well, normally the featured ones are big. Oh yeah, recently trending.
Coronavirus search trends. There we go.
Yeah, under that it shows the recently trending ones. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're new.
Yeah, those. Okay.
The Last Dance documentary has more searches than like anything else. What the hell is The Last Dance and why are a million people searching for it? I'm gonna be one of those people. What's it about? Oh, it's about Michael Jordan. Ten-part series. Okay, so it's a sports movie about the history of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. People dig their sports, not surprising.
There's no actual sports right now, so this is very exciting for a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah, it looks like it. And it's by far, so it's like 1,000,000+ people, and then the other's 200,000. Mimi and Marcus. Why do people care about this guy? Man, I don't know. I don't know like any of the people here.
Neiman Marcus is a company. I don't remember what they do.
Well, let's see what they do.
Yeah.
Also, Utah's abandoning the Amber Alert system or something. Amber Alert Utah. After 3 botched Amber Alerts, Utah to stop sending wireless messages until system is fixed.
Why did they have so many botched Amber Alerts? What happened?
I don't know, but I want to learn about this Newman guy, or this company. Okay, they make products and stuff, and they're very expensive. The 2 top questions are, okay, the top 4 questions. Why is Neiman Marcus so expensive? How much does Neiman Marcus pay hourly? Is Neiman Marcus closing? And what does Neiman Marcus mean?
There it is.
$12 to $21 per hour. Huh, interesting. Wow, I got a huge rabbit hole there. Well, I guess it's been about an hour. Pretty sure no one else is going to join. Can look in the chat real quick, or at least could, but my phone is now dead. So I think I will end this now. I see that if I need to change the time this much, then in the future I should just cancel the live stream. Because it ruins the whole point if the regular members don't come. But I can't blame them when I change the time by 5 hours 2 days before. Not a problem at all. Let me just look at the chat real quick. Sorry, I need to see questions. No questions yet. Okay. Well, alright everyone. That's pretty much it. Thanks for joining, Lucas. I wasn't alone. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, man. If any of you guys are watching and you want to join a weekly group, normally there's more people here. There's Rita and Bray and some others who've been showing up more. I love it when like someone shows up and then maybe they don't show up, but then they show up and then they show up again. Once you've showed up like 2 or 3 times, it shows like basically most people who are able to work on things are just able to show up continuously to other things. It's a really good habit former, especially because you're around other people who you can share whatever you're working on with, and they can help hold you accountable. And this ultimately is one of the most strong motivators there are for humans. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Check out the previous live streams. You're always welcome to join. It's once a week. It's free. Ciao.